People who could do that were given the chance to make it into the Hollywood fraternity.
Range Wilson, Fitness, Comedy, Life.
Now that I had completed my first 2-week assignment as a Hollywood assistant, it was time to leverage that experience. The heavy hitter of the Hollywood employment agencies is the Freedman Agency. If I wanted to get a job with the A-list Hollywood companies, I would have to go through Freedman. But they do not make it easy on potential hires. First, I had to call them up and try to bluff my way into an interview by playing up my experience in and knowledge of Hollywood as much as I could. Reluctantly, they agreed to bring me in to speak to a hiring agent. When I met with that agent, she cast a highly skeptical eye on my resume. The first thing she did was scribble out anything unrelated to Hollywood. That stuff simply did not matter. That meant I was down to my Harvard degree, my single 2-week assignment at Sutton Barth and Venari, and a list of skills that would be relevant to potential employers. The most important of those skills was typing speed. I would also need a working knowledge of Microsoft Word and Excel. I had to demonstrate those skills on a computer and keyboard left over from the 1980s. Fortunately, I passed their tests with flying colors. That meant I got to meet with the hiring agent one more time, this time to try to convince her that I was cool enough and clueful enough to make it in the insular world of Hollywood. She seemed less than convinced by my responses, but finally she heaved a sigh and reluctantly agreed to add me to the list of approved candidates. Then I had to call in every morning to let them know I was available. If they had anything for me, they would get back to me. Other temps considered this process demeaning just to get a one-day assignment paying minimum wage, but I considered it part of the Hollywood initiation rites. You had to prove you could handle seemingly pointless abuse while still maintaining your charm and sense of humor. Those initiation rites continued at my first assignment, which was at CAA, the most powerful talent agency in Hollywood. I worked in the script library, spending all day collecting pages from a laser printer, binding them up with the red CAA cover, and sorting them by agent name. Myself and a dozen or so other workers were crammed into a room with 8 laser printers, doing our best to keep up with the flood of pages that poured out of those printers all day long. Agent trainees and assistants would periodically gather up those scripts and deliver them to the agents. In the process, they would lord it over us grunts in the script library. But it was all part of the Hollywood game. They were looking for people who could stand up to them just a little, using humor and charm to diffuse the tension caused by the fast-paced work environment. People who could do that were given the chance to make it into the Hollywood fraternity. If you did not demonstrate that particular kind of charm, you were simply frozen out. That had happened to one of the agent trainees who told me his sad story while hanging around the script library because he had nothing else to do. He had made the mistake of thinking his work was more important than his personality. As for me, I was determined not to get frozen out. I looked at each visit by a trainee or an assistant as an opportunity to demonstrate a little bit of charm and personality. Sure enough, by the end of the assignment, I had 1 trainee and 1 assistant who both wanted to see my screenwriting. That was the real value of the assignment, not whatever measly amount of money I had made working at minimum wage. Tune in next time to find out if my newfound contacts would lead to an actual screenplay sale. Until then, like, comment, share, and/or subscribe. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.